Feel free to keep your eyes closed for the arrival practice, or if you choose to keep them open, just lower your gaze a little bit, looking across your or along your nose line. Allow your breath to reach the lower parts of your abdomen, your belly. Breathing deeply doesn't necessarily mean to breathe in a lot of air, but more deeply into the body. Feel your feet on the ground, your legs and back against the chair if you're sitting. Just getting a sense of the support of the earth, the chair, or whatever we're sitting on that we can relax into. And notice what it's like to be you right now, your experience in this moment. Any thoughts that might arise, sensations in your body, whatever catches your attention. Just notice that. No need to manage or direct it. Attention is always moving. No need to try and make attention focused or still. Just notice whatever it is that catches attention. And then take a moment to notice yourself as that which is aware of your attention and where it goes. Open intelligence, bright, alert, knowing. So when we get caught up in thoughts, just look at what's aware, what's thinking, and notice open intelligence, the essence of your being. For just a moment, relax. Ask that. Let your body feel whatever it feels. Your mind think whatever it thinks. Let it all flow through you. And recognize yourself as that space in which all of this occurs. Like a crystal ball, unaffected, by the reflections within it. Or like space unaffected by the weather patterns that move through it. So too, the essence of our being is unaffected, free, unstained by whatever arises and subsides. And we can just have another glimpse whenever we remember throughout the day, just another look at ourselves in this way, loosening the grip on all the labels and descriptions, on the thoughts, on the sensations, resting as our true nature. That is always already naturally present. You can notice your breath again, just one more time, allowing your breath to reach maybe even further down all the way to your feet. And then gently opening your eyes if they were closed. Notice also here what's looking through your eyes. It's the same bare awareness, open intelligence you've just identified. All right. Welcome everybody who joined in the meantime. Kati has some slides for us, I think.
Right. Hello, everyone. I'll share here the screen with a few teaching slides. We'll start with that, and afterwards we can have questions and shares. And so I'll read here and comment and share. So the crystal ball, to recognize this essence of mind, stop thinking just for a moment. What remains? A moment of clarity, ease, and just being. Obviously, we cannot stop thinking. So for a long time. So whether there are thoughts or no thoughts, our crystal clear essence is always present. So this clarity, ease, and presence are always on. We just don't notice them because we've trained ourselves to constantly focus on our thoughts, emotions, and experience. So like we describe and focus on our thoughts, emotions, what we are feeling, thinking, and why we are feeling and thinking this. So the clarity, ease, and presence go unnoticed in that way. But in this moment of introduction to open intelligence, to this clarity and ease, we get to know something about us that is always available and always that we don't have to really effort for or try to build up or cultivate. So it's completely present, and it's in other words, our habit is to focus on the content of mind, the images of the crystal ball, instead of the space, the nature of mind. So just knowing about our habit of focusing on the content of mind, on the descriptions, and recognizing for a short moment that there's something about us that is always open, clear, present, and at ease, we become more and more familiar with it. And the crystal ball is a metaphor for seeing that there's an indestructible essence in just as everything, as everyone. So in uncontrived open intelligence, there's no need to have any special point of concentration, to have a special time slot or special place to put ourselves in a particular posture or have any fixed reference point. Or we see someone meditating, and here the short moments practice can be done in whatever way while we're going about our day, or while we're sitting in meditation, or while doing anything, talking, working. So open intelligence is always present, and all we need is to rely on open intelligence for short moments, repeated many times. And it's this uncontrived, that word uncontrived open intelligence, it's what's looking right here. So on that theme of no more effort, not trying to effort to get into any kind of frame of reference or any kind of posture to do anything with our body, really. Just simply recognize that open intelligence and all its dynamic energy of thoughts, emotions, and experiences are naturally present as that intelligence. So open intelligence is a seamless expanse that is naturally present everywhere. It includes everything and is within everything. So there's a moment of rest, a moment of no more effort, a moment of no more seeking for something to be a certain way. Because it's open intelligence, its presence is in everything and in every moment. And therefore, simply relax, simply stay in your own place, in your own condition, just as it is. Relax fixed reference points. Open intelligence is without struggle, without strain, without attempts to control or force, without trying to become clear. And that's really beautiful. I always love these parts of the text that evoke also this effortlessness way, this effortless way of being, trying without struggle, trying to get clear or relaxed, or everything is allowed to flow and be as it is. All the thoughts we have right now, the sensations we're feeling, feelings. We're probably sitting or standing or lying down. It doesn't matter. Open intelligence is completely free in its own place. And it doesn't need to be, nothing has to feel a certain way. And this is a short moment, allowing these short moments, just with everything as it is. So this teaching gives instructions for resting as open intelligence. As resting as open intelligence, rest the mind naturally without describing anything, without seeking anything. Rest your body and mind naturally. There was once a poster that I really loved. We had it when Rinpoche was in Rishikesh in India teaching the timeless awareness talks. So it was like, rest naturally without describing anything, without seeking anything. And that without seeking is really compelling, because obviously there are a lot of people seeking for something, and including myself, and hearing that there's nothing to seek, and what does that mean, and to really truly understand that, and then come to a place where it really becomes obvious in one's own experience, so that there's nothing more to seek, really. That was a complete relief. It's like finishing a hard day's work and being able to completely relax body and mind after a warm and soothing bath, resting naturally without describing anything. There's a complete release, and in that metaphor, just no more effort, no more tension of trying to get into something or trying to get rid of something or try to get more of something else. Complete effortlessness and rest. And that doesn't mean that we're not really active or really trying to achieve something in the world. It's the rest within everything. You can continue here.
All we do is rest naturally as open intelligence. Take a short moment of open intelligence, repeat it many times, and as we do so, confidence in open intelligence increases over time. We don't need all kinds of ways to seek and find open intelligence. We don't need anything. Just leave the mind resting naturally. Yeah, it's so, I mean, it's the words I always wanted to hear. Nothing more needing to be done. And every time we look, we really look, not in our mind or by trying, but we relax and look at ourselves. We see that there's this essence of our being, open intelligence, awareness, whatever might resonate with you, or maybe you have heard some of these older talks where Rinpoche speaks about awareness and points of view. And so, whatever that is in your direct experience, just recognizing that this is already present. We're not creating that. We don't need to build it or do anything to our experience to achieve it. It's already there. It's just not noticed until we do. And when once we notice, and we notice, and we notice, then we become more and more confident until we don't even need to look anymore. We just have an intrinsic, innate, indwelling confidence and knowing without consciously taking a short moment, so to speak, without shifting the attention there. We just know. If we have positive thoughts, that's fine. If we have negative thoughts, that's fine. Whatever happens, happens. We let thoughts be as they are. What a relief. Just to test that even for a day or for an hour, for a moment, to let your mind roam free. Just let it do whatever it does. You don't need to believe anything. It tells you. You don't need to fight it or argue with it, or that would be just more thoughts. Trying to still the mind to not have thoughts is just yet another thought in our mind that's now competing with another thought. You're the space in which all of this is happening. So rest there. Rest freely and spaciously, comfortably. So how are we resting the mind? We're resting the mind naturally, without distraction by data. The mind rests itself naturally. Leave it like that. That's a very powerful teaching there. That might sound a little cryptic initially, but over time it really is more and more profound because you can see, like in the crystal ball, we don't need, the crystal ball doesn't need to do anything to rest. It notices that it's inherently at rest. There could be so much movement happening in the crystal ball, in the reflections, and it wouldn't need to do anything to rest itself. It's already rested. And so, in the same way, the essence of mind is already deeply at rest. And that's what we recognize. We don't need to put it to rest. We just recognize what's already present. That's why it's called our true nature, because it's already there. It is our nature. Simply stated, short moments of open intelligence are soothing, and constant emphasis on data is uncomfortable. Do you want to take it again?
We discover this by the power of relying on open intelligence, the one simple change that makes life easy. There's nothing else that need be done about our thoughts and emotions. We rely on the power of our mind, open intelligence in everyday life. So for me, it was also recognizing in the introduction to open intelligence and its dynamic energy of all thoughts and emotions that I don't need to actually look at the content of mind to to find peace or to find well-being, basically with background of psychology or any kind of meditation techniques that would want to help me to come from one place to another place of peace. To recognize that it's right here was just the greatest relief. And so that one simple change that made life easy is like recognizing how uncomfortable it is to just be in the content of the mind and focus on that rather than allowing oneself to rest as the space of everything and rely on a short moment of open intelligence. So that simple choice, seeing these two ways of using the mind, has really opened up the power of my own mind, open intelligence that is available and present right here. So, given that open intelligence is free of the need to alter the natural flow of appearances, it's important to relax and let everything be as it is. We are at our most powerful in all daily activities through letting things be as they are. So, yeah, that letting data, we say data in terms of all thoughts, emotions, and experiences, just to keep it simple. Data is the dynamic energy of open intelligence. And letting all data, all the emotions and thoughts be as they are, there's a power and a clarity. There's energy that is released just by stopping the effort of putting the energy into all the content and trying to rearrange the content of our mind. So let all data flow along naturally without trying to alter their course in any way. Like the flow of a river. Fear, anger, data about work, relationship, money, food continue to arise. It's important to know that the arising of these is not evidence of non-recognition of open intelligence, meaning, so when these things come up, that is proof that we are not recognizing open intelligence or resting or having clarity. It's more that we recognize that everything that appears is an appearance of that clarity and open intelligence. So that's what increasingly becomes obvious, that we recognize all data streams are open intelligence only. They're inseparable, like the color blue in the sky. Inseparable, or the breeze in the air. I like that because there's a kind of a dynamic in there. The breeze and the air are inseparable. Well, this gives rise to well-being and joy. When there's the most suffering is in resisting or not wanting something. It should be different. And this, even that is not a problem, ultimately letting also resistance and not wanting be as it is. Because otherwise we are trying to get ourselves into a place of not wanting, not not feeling these things that feel wrong. So that's it's a great permission field of everything, allowing all these thoughts and emotions, facing everything as an energy of open intelligence in a short moment. We can do it in a short moment, because in a long moment it'll slip away and we just get again into the habit of looking at the thoughts and emotions and descriptions. That's it's like training a muscle. Open intelligence recognition, or open intelligence ease of letting everything flow on by. I'll make do one more and then we could have. Open intelligence is complete perceptual openness in all experience. It is freedom in immediate perception rather than being focused on stories. The whole field of perception opens up in open intelligence to include all perceptions. Once we don't fight with our data, with our thoughts and emotions, there's an openness for everything as it is, and like seeing everything from the top of the mountain. It's not gained through thinking about open intelligence or through reasoning. It's gained by the direct perception that all data are inseparable from open intelligence. And also that becomes more and more a direct experience. Trying to think about that, yes, it helps to have a certain kind of understanding. But the metaphors, I always love those because they naturally and effortlessly evoke it, even in a moment. Then it might seem unclear again. But that's what happens in the beginning. And it took me a while until I didn't ask anymore, what is a short moment? I will just remember that. It comes up all the time. What is again a short moment? What is open intelligence again? But even that is just part of it, part of gaining confidence, even asking, not understanding. And the confidence grows. Okay, maybe we'll pause here so we can have questions and shares.